Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to finish designing and prototyping an app experience called Meraki, which is an app that allows creatives to search for their ideal co-working space. So last time we left off, we finished designing the user onboarding. Now I went ahead and on the side designed the logo for the app as well as a quick splash screen. But today we'll go through and design the rest of the app. So we're going to start off by going and creating a new artboard here, a new screen. I'm going to drag this down and we'll name this the home screen, since this will be where the user lands after they log in or go through the onboarding process. I'm going to create some top navigation here. Let's see. Get off of that. Alright, drag a rectangle here, and I'll make it about 71 pixels. Alright. And I'm going to use the same color here as the splash screen and the color that we've been primarily using. I'm going to grab this element of the logo here and use that as part of the navigation. Place that right there. I'm just going to copy some of these elements over. Alright. Lower this a little bit. Okay. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna just kind of create the home screen, and for the user, we'd like them to have right off the bat kind of a recommended or featured space that they can immediately start to interact with and get some information on. So that'll be kind of we'll make a large image here along with, let's say, some text right about here. I'll type in featured work space. Okay. Drag that out a little bit. Alright. Go ahead and center that. And we're going to go to the font that we've been using, which is Museo Sans 300. Or actually Museo Sans. That's... okay, here we go. 300. I'll make the font about 16 for this. Center it. Use up on some, get rid of some of that space. So I've actually done a little bit of research on and searching for some creative spaces. So I'm going to use some of the information that I found. I'm going to use some of the names of real creative co-working spaces. However, the images that I'm using, and I have some resources here, they are actually stock images or Google images, a little bit a mix of both. But this is just to get kind of an idea. I'm going to copy this and paste this on top and make this kind of an overlay there. Alright. Cool. Alright. I should probably finish the rest of this top navigation here. I'm going to actually drag over a resource that I have go. That's going to be a search feature, and I'm going to make a small menu here. So I'm going to use that ellipse tool and the repeat grid to make a small icon there for the menu. Alright, looks good. Maybe adjust it a little bit. Alright. Okay, I'm actually going to drag this image down a little bit. Right about there. And just to let the user know that they can interact with this, with the image, I'm going to create an icon. And basically the user is going to be able to click on this image and start viewing different areas of the workspace with a 360-degree view from their phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an icon for this. Okay, that looks good. Alright. I'm going to create a second overlay here just so that the user is able to see this text here. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to add some buttons here, or a button actually, for this particular workspace. Alright, and let's adjust the size a little bit. Okay. It looks good. I'm going to borrow this text. Alright. Place that about there. Grab some more text here, and this will just give a little bit of information regarding pricing and distance of the workspace. And this information I'm kind of just making up, but you know, this kind of detail doesn't matter all that much. All right. Okay. And I'm going to grab an icon here. this over. Okay. Cool. All right, next, and I'm gonna run out of space, so I'm gonna increase the length of the artboard or the page. Just drag this down. I probably won't go that far, but just to give myself some extra room. Alright, so next what we want to do is add the rest of the search or the nearby creative spaces that are recommended for the user. Alright, I'm going to say recommended open spaces, just so they know that everything that's appearing within a search is open to them. It's not filled. Okay, so I'm gonna start and create a box here. We'll make it about 181 pixels in length. Don't need any border around it. Okay, and I'm gonna create another shape here to go inside. And what we're doing here is just creating an area for each search result. So this will be an image. Okay, and I'm actually going to borrow this, except I don't need the, oh yeah, I'll keep that there. Alright, I'm going to lower this down to about 12, and that's for this. I'm going to bring this down to about 30. Give some room there for the rest of the content. Okay, I'll group these two. Cool. I'm going to group these together and place this button about right here. Alright. I'm going to lower this a shade and bring these two alright, bring these two down. Alright, lower that down about 12. And I'm going to place that about here. Lower this size. Probably place that in the bottom, and then add the price for this for each space. And again, I'm just going to say 150 per month. Doesn't really matter what we put there. Okay. Green. Alright, I'm gonna add a kind of a break here. Make that about 0.5. Cool. Now all that's left is to add a text field which contains the name of the creative co-working space. Right. And I'm going to lower this, or actually increase it to about 14. Just so it stands out a little bit more, I'm going to increase that. Alright. We'll place that right there. Okay, so there's nothing here right now, but what I'm going to do is drop in some text. But first, let me lock this. First, I'm going to create a repeat grid from this, which allows me to drag this down, and we'll create about, we'll stop at 3 here. Alright. And probably don't need the rest of the artboard. We'll just cut it off here. So I'm gonna grab some images here and drag them over. Whoops, misplaced that. There we go. And now for this field here, I have a file, and I'm just gonna drag this note file over, and it'll fill in all the information. There we go. Let me put this over a little bit. Okay. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna make some quick adjustments here to the text and some minor details within this. Alright. Cool. So that page is finished. I'm going to duplicate this because there's going to be a lot of elements that I'm going to be using for the next page. I won't be needing this though, so I'll delete that. Okay, I'm going to unlock this and delete that as well. And just going to lift this image up a little bit and take off. I'll leave that on. Okay, so for this page, this will be basically some information after the user clicks on the tour button. Now it can be for any one of these searches, but we're gonna make it for make some information for Ward 4. Now I have information as far as the address and the name, but didn't take it any further than that. I don't really need this. Okay, I'm gonna input some information for address here. Alright, and I'm gonna have the price. Alright, and I'm going to drag this over. Group that. Alright. So for this page I'm going to add some dummy text. I'm also going to add in some icons for some of the amenities for this particular creative space, as well as a map at the bottom here. So I'm going to speed through that process. Alright, cool. So I finished with that page, and as you can see, I'm going to put in some icons to illustrate the amenities, as well as a map down below. Now, once the user interacts with the image up here, I'm going to bring in a new screen, and I'm going to make that horizontal. Alright, I'm going to drop in an image just placed over the entire canvas. Alright, and I'm going to bring in this icon again, make that centered around about there. I'm gonna put in kind of an overlay here. And it's really gonna be more of a vignette. I'm gonna put on both sides here. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna lower the opacity to about 73. I'm going to add a blur, an object blur here. I'm going to place that at about 29. And that creates kind of an effect that we're looking for. I'm going to place a menu here, as well as some of the no location bar up top. I like to borrow different elements from other pages. Place that about here. Maybe increase the size a tad. Yeah, let's add a back button so that the user can navigate back to this screen. Alright, now depending on the particular creative space, we're going to add different options to view different levels or different areas on the bottom here. And I'm going to add some images for these three boxes. Alright, so I'm going to drag this over. Let's see. Okay. And again, these images are not from the real, any real co-working space, or this one in particular anyways. These are images I've kind of snagged from unsplash.com. It's a great place to go if you're looking for some really nice, high quality, and royalty-free stock images. Oh, that was the wrong. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna drag over, let's say this, and let the user know what floor they're on, or the name of the space, I guess, that they're viewing. Alright, let's rotate this around. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next page. So I'm gonna make another artboard, but really I can just drag this over. Alright, get rid of all of that. Alright, right about there. And this is a button I used from a previous page. It's going to come in handy. So this page will be basically letting the user, after they kind of scoped out the area, kind of meet some of the current residents of the creative space. Alright. Alright. There we go. Okay. And this will be pretty simple. And what I'm going to do is create some profiles here. They're going to be pretty simple. But just to get an idea for what the interface will look like and how the user would navigate through and see not only what other creative professionals are using the space, but what their field is. So whether it's their graphic designer or a photographer, get more of a feel for what kind of creatives are currently residing there. Alright, so we've just completed the Meet the Creatives page, so the user can get some information on who they're going to be working around. Alright, so next we're going to create a sign-up page. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this content, and I'll type in registration. Okay. Guess I'll leave that there. Alright, and I'm gonna grab a shape here, and this will pretty much just be another image of the creative space. Alright, we'll put that about there. Okay. Alright, and just add some information here. Add the name of this particular space, Ward 4. Let's say the user decides that they want to join Ward 4. I'm just going to put the name there, and price. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. So now we can, I'm gonna take this. Alright, now we can start creating some forms to fill out. And I'm just gonna go through and create some of the fields here. Alright, so we just completed the sign-in form, whoops, as well as the post sign-up share screen. So that's gonna do it for all of the pages here. So next we're gonna move on to the prototyping, and what we're gonna do is just link together all of these pages. So starting from the splash screen here, I'm gonna drag this over, and we're gonna say, yeah, we want that to dissolve, and you can choose what kind of animation you want to happen between each page. Alright, I'm gonna say slide left for this. Alright. Alright, over here. Make sure that all of the buttons are active here. Okay. Alright, so we've got all the pages here connected. So let's go ahead and prototype the app here. See how this functions. Starting with the splash screen there, I'm gonna click. I'm gonna sign in with Facebook. Choose my interest. Next step, prefer working with company. Next step again. Okay, I'm gonna change the animation there, but it flows to the next page nicely. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna scroll over and click this. Alright, works well. Ooh, should fix that that button. Fill in the information there, and yeah, we are finished. We're gonna end it there. So cool. This was a pretty cool process. Next time we will go through perhaps another app. It could be something different, maybe a website or a different kind of experience. But I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.